Hello friends, I am Chevee. Welcome to my shed. How was your day? How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. I hope everything is good for you wherever you are in this world. Today has been miserable for me. Let me tell you, I think I'm allergic to West Virginia. My allergies, since I came back from Indianapolis, are just destroying me. And I guess that makes sense, that you're going to be allergic to the environment that you're normally in. But wow, this is painful. Like sinus pressure. It's Wednesday night. I'm not gaming. I'm supposed to be at game night. I was really excited to play this tonight. I was hoping to play the truck off game so I could do a review tomorrow. Still gonna try and play it tonight with the girls. But I'm not at game night because my sinuses, just the pressure hurts. I went to Walmart today to get Flonase. Flonase doesn't do a whole lot for me. But I thought I'd give it a shot, and it hasn't really helped a whole lot. So I came home and took some Sudafed just to kind of help dry it out and release some of the sinus pressure because my eyes were hurting and making my eyes water, and it was hard to look at anything. So yeah, so it's time to clean up down here, I guess, because I'm not at game night, right? And I got to get something done, and this place is a wreck. This, of course, I always do projects, and then the Sunday before I left, the project was I had to build a wheelchair ramp for my father-in-law. Well, not a wheelchair ramp. He's got because of the chemo, he lost a whole lot of strength in his lower body, so walking's been difficult. So I built him like a transition ramp to get up into his kitchen. So that's what all this mess is. I built it last Sunday before I left. I built the ramp, or the platform part here, and then went to his house and built the ramp. So let's see if we can get situated here. I wanted to talk to you a little bit, at least something today, and finally I can somewhat breathe thanks to the Sudafed, and talk about. There we go. This feels somewhat normal, except that it's dusty and I don't know where my dust broom is. Last week was great, but I did confirm my cat allergies. We had a cat, and that messed with me a little bit. Not that bad. This is way worse than the cat allergies I was experiencing there. I don't know where my dust broom is, so we will use, this is probably my shellac brush. One nice thing about shellac is I just leave it in the brush. When you go to dip it in the next time, it just loosens up. Anyway, quick tip. So the cat allergies was a thing, and then I got home and immediately just, bleh. Today was miserable at work. And normally, through allergy season, I take Zyrtec, and I do fine. Like, I don't have allergies. I mean, I have allergies, but it doesn't bother me with the Zyrtec like this. This has been... So, Gen Con went great. I have a ton of footage to dig through, but I did want to tell you a little bit about this little guy. So this is the receiver. Remember I was telling you I was going to buy a wireless microphone system. This is it, and there were some concerns about it, and I validated quite a few of those concerns. What I found out was this little guy works great. This little guy is a wonderful splitter. The problem that I have is this little guy came with a 1/4-inch jack, so I had to find an 1/8-inch jack. Didn't know that when I bought it, so that was a mess. The other problem is this little guy is an amp, and it's a pretty strong amp actually, and so the camera, the software in the camera, if you start to peak on any input, like if I peaked on this mic, which is very easy to do, it blew out the other channel also. So everything got, noise reduction took over and tried to crush it, right? So I speak, and then the person in front of me speaks, and it's soft because my mic was blowing out. So you have to be very careful about this volume knob on here. I tried to keep it down as low as I could, And the in camera, this is the other funny thing. On my Canon, this camera here, the Canon EOS M3, it doesn't appear that what you're seeing on the screen, if you look at the audio channels, is accurate. It's showing you one of the channels mirrored. Because if I unplugged one of these channels, it still showed it on the camera. In the software, it doesn't show it. But on camera, it did. So you have to be very careful about setting this thing up. I would suggest, if you could, test it with your other mic on your camera. Do a whole bunch of tests with it at different volume levers. Take a Sharpie, like a white paint pen, and mark on the volume lever here, the volume dial, when both of these are putting out similar power levels. That way, oh, that was on all that. That way you don't end up crushing yourself when you go to use this thing, because it will just blow out your audio. Okay, so that's my suggestion. Mark it, even if you can just temporarily mark it until you find that volume level that's just right. And it's going to change depending on where this thing is. I had it, let's see. I had it on my t-shirt, and as you can tell, I'm not wearing crew necks, or I'm not wearing V-necks, so this mic is really, really close to my throat, so it's very easy to blow it out. So do some tests, mark on this dial, it's got a little spinny dial, where the correct volume level is to match this mic, and then you'll always just set it there, and you'll be good. Yeah. So, and it was a little bit clunky because I had to have this receiver, and these two guys had to plug in like this. It looked quite amusing. And then this had to plug into my camera, which was here. So I just took a rubber band, or no, actually I took a zip tie and just zip tied this mic thing to this bracket. It's kind of, I was hoping to get this part before I left, because my plan is to take this apart, build a new case for this that isn't this ridiculous. I think the only reason this case is so big, well, there's a big board in there, but we can trim this case down quite a bit by getting rid of this big battery. It doesn't need to have this. I could just stack up some coin cells and do the same thing. And I'm going to get rid of this stupid part here and replace it with leads that has this on it. So I can reduce the size of this. I also want to put a hot shoe mount on it because I have an extra shoe mount there. And bam, there you go. I have a nice tucked away thing. So I'll probably be 3D printing a case for this in the near future, whenever I get around to doing that. But the good news is we have a good mic now for doing the Saturday live. So this Saturday I will be live, and I ordered the molding rubber for this project. So if I can get these things cleaned up and ready for molding this week, I will do that. And then maybe this Saturday we'll try to make some molds. Try. I think that's the plan. So thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for leaving your comments and your likes. And if you're not subscribed, please take a moment to hit the subscribe button and come back and see me tomorrow. I love talking to you guys every day. I really appreciate you being my best friends, and I will see you then.
Hey Doc, wait! I want to ask you something.
Today's random fact comes from NATO.int, who were the original members of NATO. At present, NATO has 28 members. In 1949, there were 12 founding members of the alliance: Belgium, Canada, Denmark, France, Iceland, Italy, Luxembourg, the Netherlands, Norway, Portugal, the United Kingdom, and the United States. Is that pretty much the allies?